everybody, and welcome to Pentapyramid Radio Station. I'm Orion.
And I'm Eris.
And we're kicking off a new series today. We're going to be exploring paradoxical tensions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those ideas that seem to kind of contradict each other.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they might actually hold some truth.
Exactly.
Maybe a little sliver of truth.
The sliver. I like that.
Yeah.
And today, we're going to be talking about one that I think a lot of people struggle with.
Right.
The paradox of selflessness versus self-care.
Yes.
This idea of giving to others versus taking care of ourselves. What do we do?
Yeah.
How do we handle that?
Right.
I think we all struggle with this. I know I certainly have.
Oh, yeah.
Like just as a, for instance, I remember when my kids were younger, I volunteered for every single committee at their school
Oh, wow.
and ended up feeling completely burned out.
Yeah. I can see how that would happen. You know, that's actually a great example of what can happen when we lean too far into selflessness.
Right.
But what's so interesting about this paradox is that there are benefits to both sides.
Oh, absolutely.
Like selflessness. That's about generosity and compassion. It's about helping others without expecting anything in return.
Yeah. And it feels good. Like it feels good to help people. It feels good to be generous. It's rewarding.
Absolutely.
But like you're saying, you can take it too far.
Yeah, you can. You really
Yeah.
can. And when that happens, you run the risk of getting burned out, depleted.
Resentful.
Yeah.
You're not able to give your best to anyone at that point, not even yourself.
Exactly. It's like you're running a car with no gas in the tank. Eventually, you're just going to stop.
Yeah.
And that is where self-care comes in. Because when we take time to nurture our physical, emotional, and mental well-being, it allows us to show up as our best selves in all areas of our lives.
Absolutely.
We're more present for our loved ones, more focused at work, and you know what? More content with ourselves.
So it's not selfish to prioritize self-care.
Not at all. Actually, it's the opposite. Neglecting self-care. That can actually lead to more selfish behavior down the line.
That's interesting.
Yeah, think about it. If you're constantly running on empty youth, you're not going to have the energy or patience to be there for others when they need you.
That makes sense. So it sounds like the key here is to find that balance between selflessness and self-care.
Yeah,
But how do we do that? It feels like such a juggling act, like a constant back and forth.
it is. It definitely is a balancing act, and it's something that you need to be constantly adjusting. You know, one thing that helps me is practicing mindfulness. Just taking a few moments each day to kind of check in with myself, like physically, emotionally, mentally. It helps me to see if I'm tipping too far in one direction or the other.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So what about setting boundaries? That could be hard, especially for people who are naturally givers.
It is. It is. But boundaries are essential. They protect our energy and they keep us from overextending ourselves. And a big part of that is learning to say no.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be able to say no to things that drain us or, even things that just don't align with our values. It's about putting our own needs alongside the needs of others. Not above, not below, alongside.
Okay. So for our listeners out there who are thinking, okay, I need to work on this whole balance thing.
Yeah.
What's a small step they can take today to start making a change?
I think a great place to start is to just take a look at your current habits and see if there's an area where maybe you're overgiving or neglecting your own needs. And once you've identified that area, think of one small manageable action you can take to address it. It could be something really small, like just scheduling 15 minutes of quiet time for yourself every day.
Yeah.
Or maybe delegating a task at work.
Right.
Or saying no to that extra social commitment.
It really is all about those small steps, isn't it?
It is, because if you consistently make those small adjustments, it can lead to some pretty big changes in the long run.
Absolutely.
And remember, finding this balance, it's a journey, it's not a destination. It's all about experimenting, learning, and adjusting as we go through life.
So much good stuff in this
Yeah.
deep dive today.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to Pentapyramid Radio Station. We've got more fascinating deep dives coming your way. Until next time, keep those minds curious.
And those hearts open.
We'll see you soon.